Okay, right off the bat, I just want to inform everyone who is watching this that I have not seen the Impact show yet. I have not seen the Impact show yet, simply because I have not had a chance to find it yet. We in this side of the world, we did not get a bump in our time slot for when it airs, which is unfortunate. We still have our Saturday night time slot, which does not seem so unreasonable when Impact is on Thursdays, but on this occasion it does seem fairly sucky, to be honest. But not so sucky as the fact that we are not getting the 3-hour show. Oh no, we are not getting the 3-hour show. We are getting a heavily edited 2-hour show. And that really boggles my mind, because whenever I read about how cluttered this show was and how much stuff they tried to do in it, I just wonder how the hell they can edit this down to 2 hours. Just it really boggles my mind. But so I've been trying to find it on the internet. It's been surprisingly difficult to find. It's been virtually non-existent on YouTube and Dailymotion, and I have been unlucky with my download length. They have either been fake, or the power has gone out. It's very bad weather. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that. But I have another one downloading now. Hopefully this one comes through for me and I can finally watch this show. I've seen some of it, but not enough to really talk about it. So I'm going to go straight to Raw, and because that was easy to find, which is, it's strange because TNA, more online fans, more internet presence, and yet Raw was easy to find today and TNA was not. So I think that's a bit strange. But anyway, on to Raw. I will not do reviews that often, but consider this was an important night. So I'm going to do I'm going to run over Raw, and later when I actually see Impact, I will run over that. Okay, so we started off with Bret Hart, of course, and I keep hearing that Bret Hart does not have charisma on the mic. I have no idea, because I only became a wrestling fan in 2000, at which point Bret Hart was virtually done. So I cannot really say for certain what mic skills he had in his prime. But yeah, there definitely was a sign that he lacked the emotion to sell this. I don't think he would have had to be told by those in charge to sell this with emotion, because I'm pretty sure he would have done that without being asked. This was pretty important for him. But it did seem like he lacked the emotion to sell this as a big moment, especially to a crowd that, for a large part, did not really appreciate what they were seeing. And I don't think that's anyone's fault. I think that's just a fact of life, because I don't think it's anything to do with the fact that WWE has went PG and is now catering to a different audience, because 12 years is a long time. 12 years is a long time, and no matter what demographic they're going for, Bret Hart is a past generation, is a product of a past generation, and he's not going to get the same reaction he would have if this had happened 3 years after Montreal. But 12 years is a long time. So yeah, the crowd definitely did not appreciate what they were seeing. I do not blame anyone for this, not even the crowd themselves. But it did come off kind of awkward at the start. Bret did not seem. It seemed a little nervous, and that's understandable, to be honest. But he seemed to, get more confident as time went on, and when Shawn came out, this definitely picked up a lot, and more so for the nostalgic value of seeing this than anything else, because of course this is something that no one ever thought we would see, and that more than anything else made this as great as it came off as, because it was just so unexpected and nothing that anyone ever thought we had any chance of ever seeing. So we saw Bret and Shawn embrace, which gives us the impression that they are on the same side, at least for now, because there are 3 more months with Bret in story. So who knows what might happen in the future. But for now, we have Bret and Shawn as allies, which is fine. Then we had Maurice versus Brie Bella, which was okay. This was fine for what it was. Maurice definitely has good facial expressions for whenever the Bellas did their switch thing. I do not like the Bellas at all. They're attractive, yes, but they're definitely not worth anything in the ring or outside the ring. But Maurice definitely sold her surprise and then her cunning at having outsmarted the Bellas. That was done very well. I always thought that before Maurice got injured that she was a good heel for as far as WWE divas go, and I think she could do very well going back to that role. But for now, this was fine, and it worked for what it was. Then we have #1 contender to the United States Championship, MVP Jack Swagger, Carlito, and Mark Henry. Another okay match. It was fine for what it was. Again, it did not get. It was short, but it did not. It did not play off like it got cut short on purpose, like some matches on Raw have done so lately. MVP won, which is I suppose I'm okay with. I'm not a great big fan of MVP as a face. It just doesn't seem to be a comfort zone for him. He does get a reaction, though. I'll give him that. He does get a reaction as a face. I just don't think the fans like him, but do they like to hate him more? That's my question for MVP. But he won, so if they give MVP and Miz time to develop a feud, as opposed to just having the match next week, then I'm definitely on board with this. Miz is definitely a good heel. He definitely gets heat. He's average, maybe a little bit above average in the ring, and definitely very good on the mic. So it could definitely produce something if they let it develop. Obviously, with the Rumble coming up, and there probably won't be any mid-card matches there. This might actually happen next week, which would kind of suck. But this was fine for what it was. For this week, it's fine, and we'll see where it goes. And then we got some very nice interaction between Jericho and Bret. I very much enjoyed this. It seemed like they brought up their past. Bret made a reference to the dungeon, which was kind of cool. And Jericho tried to make a deal with Bret, and Bret turned him down. And it kind of made you expect something out of the DX Jerry Show match that we were going to get, but in the end, we'll get to that, and it didn't happen. But this was fine for what it was. Again, it was kind of fun to see them interact. As I said, Bret definitely seemed more comfortable when he was with other people doing these promos. When he was on his own at the start, it felt awkward to me, to be honest. The DX Jerry Show match was a very fun match. It was a very fun match, very good. The Jerry Show lost, which, to be honest, I was not expecting them going into the match to win, because I thought that Jerry Show had just run its course. I don't think they are a long-term tag team. They've been in this for 6 months now, and I thought, okay, we're going to see them break up after this. But by the time this match was almost ending, I was sold on the idea that Jerry Show might win, and I have to give the WWE credit for that, for making me believe that Jerry Show could win. This means that this match succeeded in its goals, and DX won. Jericho's gone. Raw might suffer as a result, but thank God we have Bret Hart to keep the interest up. So it looks like this is the end of Jericho and Big Show, which is a big loss for the tag team division. But hopefully the Hart Dynasty will get a rub from Bret Hart's appearances on Raw, and they can take the Jericho and Big Show's place as the big heel team in the company. So we'll see what happens there. Sheamus and Evan Bourne. As I said before, I have no problem with Sheamus squashing guys. I think that's what the heel is supposed to play. And I did like the fact that they made it appear that Evan Bourne almost beating Sheamus would have been a huge upset. I think that pretty much established the fact that Sheamus is a main eventer now. Well, he's not quite there yet, but he definitely needs to. It definitely needs to appear as though someone like Evan Bourne, who is basically a jobber, that him beating Sheamus would be an upset. So thank God that was sold as that should have been. And Sheamus squashed him after that, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with that. He definitely should have squashed someone other than Evan Bourne, but again, the upset factor definitely made this worthwhile. The Orton Vince thing I was okay with. It definitely was the first mention of the Rumble that I ever heard of, and it did not lead to anything. That's the problem. It did not lead to anything. Orton did not appear, did not interact with Bret at all on this show, so it was kind of a waste of time for this show, but it will definitely yeah, I just realized I'm running out of time, so I will continue this in a second video. Apologies.